think about those two kids with autism, right? The two twins. I discovered three microbes that were possibly the culprit of their autism. Now, that doesn't mean it's a culprit of autism for everyone, but I discovered the culprit in those two twins. Now, when we treated them after treatment, we improved their speech and they're reading every single books. Those microbes disappeared. And then the good bacteria reappeared because guess what? You got rid of the bad bug. How did I see that? It's the art of medicine, right? Kill the bugs, restore the good microbes, right? By knowing what I know about the microbiome. So imagine if you now, how did I get there? By being ballsy and saying, you know what, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that and I'm going to try this formula and that. The mom is respecting me, and I had an informed consent with the kids, and I didn't go crazy. I just used certain things that I knew would kill one bug and would improve another. And then speech reoccurred in these kids, right? But here's the thing. So to understand, now we can go back and say proof of concept: improve the bifidobacteria, speech restores. Kill those microbes, bifidobacteria goes up, speech restores, right? Now we can go back and say, okay, well, how do we do this in more kids? How do we continue this art, this vision, right? This manipulation of the microbiome. So, you know, science is always kind of catching up, right? So people are listening to my data. You know, when I was during COVID, when I spoke out on COVID is in the stools, others listened. And then pretty soon we were looking at the septic tanks, and pretty soon gastroenterologists started looking at the mucosa of patients with COVID. They started looking at spike protein. They started looking at COVID in the stools. And there were a lot of data that showed that COVID remained in the stools for a long time. So science caught up to now we can say with certainty, yeah, of course, COVID was in the stools. Yes, COVID is in the stools. How long does it, but what we don't know is how long does it last in the stools in that individual? How do we get rid of it in the stools when you find it? Are long COVID patients caused because they still have COVID in the stools? I can tell you, I have a patient that has had COVID in her stools for about a year and a half. And I had to get rid of COVID first before starting to regrow the microbiome. Because think about it, it's like you've got ticks, you're not ticks, but you've got, scabies. Until you get rid of every little bug on your skin, it doesn't matter that you put lotions to remove the rash. You got to get rid of the bug. You've got lice in your hair. You've got to get rid of every single little egg before you could start putting conditioner in your hair, right? But everybody is on to long COVID, and they're all looking at, well, and they're admitting what I've been saying from day one, which is it's a microbiome dysbiosis, right? Long COVID, we showed, is loss of bifidobacteria to begin with, and vaccine injury is loss of bifidobacteria to begin with. So science will catch up and will realize. And when I talk about a disappearing microbiome, and then there's a study in LA that basically shows that 25% of kids born have adequate bifidobacteria. This is validating again what I've been saying, that we need to pay attention to the loss of bifidobacteria in kids. And maybe, just maybe, the loss of bifidobacteria is the trigger that starts autism. Maybe. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I mean, this is all hypothetical work, and I'm the first one to say it's all hypo. I wrote the book, Let's Talk SH.T. I could be full of it or I could know it. But at the end of it, guess what? I'm ready to talk about it. And I'm ready to talk about it with the people the that are so pushing one narrative.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bad thing.
And that's the problem, right?
Yeah.